Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the episode of Internet Restriction Red Zone. Yeah, yeah. For today, our podcast, student podcast. I am Jason as your host, and with me is my co-host Alex.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex, and today we will be discussing about the UK Online Safety Act. And without further ado, here's the video by TRT World.
The Online Safety Act 2023 was implemented this July in the UK. The government says its goal is clear: make the internet safer for children. The law targets harmful content like pornography, self-harm, eating disorders and suicide, aiming to protect under 18s from exposure that experts warn can cause lifelong damage. In fact, recent studies show 7 in 10 children have seen and been exposed to harmful content online. Online grooming cases are also on the rise. To tackle this, the law requires websites such as social media, music platforms, and search engines to verify users' ages. That means British users must now pass checks like face scans or passport uploads, usually handled by third-party services. But this raises important concerns. Privacy advocates and journalists highlight potential risks around the handling of sensitive data by third parties, noting concerns about hacking, surveillance, and the protection of vulnerable groups such as whistleblowers and investigative reporters.
Alright, so that was the video right there. If you guys didn't understand what is going on with the news, let me summarize it for you. So, based on the video, the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, came into action by establishing a brand new online rule known as Online Safety Act on July 25, 2025. The purpose is of course to protect the children from inappropriate content and to prevent them to gain access to the internet. This rule will be using age restriction system, which require you to verify your age by uploading your ID card or doing face scan. But the problem is that since this system will be handled by third-party services, it has highly risk of stolen private data because if you try to upload it to them, it might be a hacker try to sting it to the verification system. Anyway, this rule system will be affected on all platforms of media, such as the social media, apps, website, and even video games. And the government planned to implement this rule to the UK, America, Australia, and soon the whole world. But as many people heard about this rule, they are instantly disagree with it, as they believe it is not very effective to protect the children and may cause a massive implication for online freedom. So, Alex, what do you think about this?
Well, in my opinion, I think this rule is very flawed. It has many holes, and it is very restrictive to the average person.
Yeah, true. Because of this rule, we now have a limitation for exploring the internet, unless if you verify your age to gain access to it.
Well, at first, it seems like a good system. Imagine if you were to enter a website and you would have to identify yourself to verify your age. It sounds good, but imagine if you had to do it every single time you entered a website. And another bad part is that because it's handled by a third-party system, it's a lot more vulnerable to breaches by hackers who will steal your data.
Yeah, true. Although there do some verification systems which were handled by the AI, but to be honest, it's also not very effective too, because since the AI is not effective enough, it cannot tell the difference between other people's photo or ages. So people actually can gain access to it by pressing it. So it's not very effective. Anyway, Alex, I have some question for you. What do you think? What is your suggestion or solution to make this rule even better?
I think the solution to replace this flawed system is obviously parental supervision. But as we all know, parental supervision is something very difficult to implement or apply because if we use AI systems, it will always be on and it doesn't stop when it wants to. But if we put out a law for parents to watch their kids, it's not possible because it's impossible and not practical to force parents to watch their children every time they're holding an electronic device.
Yeah, I highly agree with you, my man. I really agree with your solution. Anyway, last question before we end this episode. So, what do you think this implication for online freedom will be cost to our society?
Well, in my point of view, if this were to be implemented to not only UK but to the entire world, as we see it's progressively being applied well in UK, and now we can also see it being applied in Indonesia. If this were to be implemented to the whole world, I see it as very impractical, ineffective, and very restrictive to the average person.
Yeah, true. Since the internet is not only a place for other people to socialize or entertainment, but it's also a place to gain information and learn new things easily and faster. But because of this rule, many people now have a limited access to gain it. So hopefully the government will improve it to make it more effective, safer, and fair for every internet user.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. I think that is enough for our student podcast episode for today. My name is Jason as your host.
I am your co-host Alex.
Thank you for listening.